Hello there, and welcome to an episode of Rantz. It's your boy Crisandro, of course, and yeah, it's been an interesting, well, I'll say summer transfer window period, hasn't it? The EFL one closed yesterday, and it's well, it didn't really end with any kind of surprise, really. We were only after one player, the same player that we were after when the international transfer window closed. That was Joe Roden, and it actually took until the an extended period after the window closed at 5 p.m. yesterday to then being announced at 7 p.m. that we actually got Joe Roden for a decent price of 11 million. For he's an international, but for a championship player as well, I would say that's a decent price. I would say. I know that from what I've seen, the South Wales media and most of the fans, I should say, of Swansea are not at all happy about the apparent climb down of the club regarding the price. He was quoted at 20 million towards the end of the international window. That came down to 18, and then now he got him for 11 with the with add-ons, which could bump it up to 15 million. So I'll say it's a good price, but yeah, I know that many in Swansea and other places are not terribly happy about the price that we bought them for. But you know, I'd say that Swansea got a fair price for a very good player, and they also brought in a defender as well. So that should hopefully even things out a bit for them. But this video is more to do with rating the incomings this summer. Overall, I think we brought in around about 18 players, 16 players. But we're just going to focus on the players that will go straight into the first team, really. So first up, that's what we brought in was PierreEmerick Haaland, Danish international from Southampton, and that was a much needed purchase, I would say, especially considering that we had been without a dedicated midfield destroyer since Wanyama left, and you could probably say since Sandro left as well. We have been looking for someone to try and fill that gap, and we got him in very early on in the window, and that was a very, very good purchase. He cost 15 million overall, and 25 years old. And yes, that was the player that I was more than that was a player that I wanted the most, really. A defensive midfielder. We're playing Dyer there, and I know that Dyer doesn't want to play there too often. He sees himself as a central defender, and Oliver Skipper's come in and done bits there, but he wasn't. I mean, he's either in or he's out. Winks plays there, but I don't think he's combative enough. The type of player that we need to actually play there. So, in my eyes, we needed to get someone in there. Maybe we should have got two, but yeah, one over the line is better than none before, and then Winks can fill in there as well against the less combative teams, I would say. Skippy, of course, has gone on loan to Norwich in that time to get minutes and to learn the tricks of the trade a bit more, and he'll come back a more rounded player. But he was definitely a player that we needed, I would say. And in my eyes, I'll actually grade this transfer as A, because he has a position that we needed to fill, and it's going to be a bit of a theme, really, because a lot of the transfers in this last window was actually places that we actually needed to fill. So there we go. I grade that one as an A, as he'll be our main central midfielder. The next one is Joe Hart. We brought in on the free from Burnley about a week after Højbjerg came in, and well, he's the kind of player that will bring in the experience. He's also, I didn't mention that with Pierre, but Pierre is a talker and a shouter, and Joe Hart is a talker and a shouter as well, a proper leader, a proper winner as well. He's won a couple of championships with Manchester City, and he's a natural born captain and someone who I think will actually, will actually step in and do the job when called upon. Um, Whether he was needed or not is open to debate. Really, I would say he's probably an upgrade on Gazzaniga, although Gazzaniga is still kind of, well, I'll say young. He's about 27 or 28, but he's it would be an upgrade on that kind of player. As I said, the natural leader and captain material as well. Especially when we're resting Lloris. Um, in my eyes, this will probably be ranked as a B, I'd say, because in my eyes, I didn't actually think we needed a new goalkeeper at the time of Gazzaniga, but I can see the merits of him, especially after he's played the two games that he has played. He never stops talking, and that is an imperative, especially as you want to try if the defense drops and changes because we're resting players and whatnot. Um, Need someone who can actually marshal the troops in front of them and actually get them playing as a unit. So yes, a very good astute purchase, and he's going to serve us quite well. Next player that came in was Matt Doherty, the Irish international, 28 years old, from Wolverhampton Wanderers. A good, well, I'll say it's good value. Um, Considering the type of player he was, considering his experience, when he got him for £15 million, and that was actually very, very well done there by Levy and co. Uh, he came in on the 27th. So, well, it was mooted as he was coming in on the 20th of September. I think he came in a couple of days later. Um, so, and a position that we did need at right back because, well, right back, right wing back, full back positions, because we only had one player, and I don't imagine that we were seeing Carl Walker Peters as a long term solution to challenging Aurier, and so he was let go to Southampton, which I'm very upset about. Well, I was going to say I'm very upset. I'm upset because obviously he's one of our own. Grew up came through the academy and whatnot. We'll let him go for 12 million. Southampton have got a good player in their hands, and I maintain that. And we're seeing that as well with his performances for Southampton. But my Doherty, as an international, as an upgrade, you have to say, and at the price as well, you have to say that was absolutely magnificent. I'm still not sure how he got him for so little, but I'm very pleased with that one. That one would definitely be an A, especially with Aurier staying as well. They'll be pushing each other in tandem to try and get the best out of each other. And we're actually seeing the fruits of it right now, with Aurier putting in some fantastic performances, especially in the 6-1 victory against Manchester United at Old Trafford before the international break. So we're seeing the best of both these players now, and they're pushing each other, and that's exactly what we needed: competition, and that's actually bearing fruit. So yes, in my view, this will get an A rating as well. And the next player that came in was Sergio Reguilon. It was actually announced at the same time as another player, who I'll come into a little later on. And it's you have to say I mean, when a player like that becomes available, and I don't say he turned down Manchester United. I think Manchester United turned him down because they were scared off by the deal put forward by Real Madrid. But we took the punt on it, and the deal basically involves Real Madrid having a buyback clause in the contract, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to sell the player on if Real Madrid come calling back. If the player loves being here, then then what's the problem? Obviously, that Manchester United weren't liking that too much, and we then stepped in and got him. And he really wanted to come to Spurs as well after he heard that we were interested. And that is a major plus. And another winner. Another winner. He's won the Europa League with Sevilla. He's come through the Real Madrid School of Excellence. What more do you need? He just had winning bred into him from a young age, and I've seen major glimpses of what he can produce, especially on his debut against Chelsea. His recovery from a bad start, you could say, to actually turning it around and putting in a fantastic performance, defending that left hand side and then supporting the attack. He has done absolutely amazingly so far, and And he's still only 23. We've got him on a 5-year contract, only £27.5 million, and it's amazing. I mean, I think the story broke on the 15th of September that we were going to get him, but it wasn't announced until the same time as this next player. By the way, Sergio Reguilon pushing Ben Davies and getting the best out of Davies, as we've seen as well. So there's a competition, as I mentioned for Doherty and Aurier, the competition that's pushing both these players on. And so, in my eyes, as we didn't have a second left back as well, this has to be an A for me, because we needed to swap. Because we didn't overplay him. And I know I said we didn't have a second left back, and I know that's sounding a bit harsh, especially when we still kind of have Danny Rose on our books, although he hasn't been given a squad number. Um, it's safe to say that Rose was always on the verge of leaving, so we had to try and replace him. And it looks like we've replaced him with someone who's for the now as well as for the long term. And you have to say that is worth an A as well. And Davies is seeing the benefits of that as well. And he's actually bringing some great performances for Spurs now. Not like he wasn't before last. I mean, last season he was very, very good, especially with the number of games he had to play. But now we're seeing it's taking up to the next level almost, and we'll probably see it as much of that as the season progresses. And it has to be an A. This one has to be an A as well. Sergio Reguilon, welcome to Spurs. Now, I alluded to the double signing because at the same time as Reguilon was announced, we also announced the signing of Gareth Bale on loan from Real Madrid with the option to buy, and that was on the 17th. Yeah, as 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 marquee signings go, that was actually quite that has to be up there with one of them. I don't think we're actually looking for an additional winger or another player who can play off the strike and that sort of thing. But when a player like Gareth Bale becomes available, and with Real Madrid kind of letting the whole world know that they didn't really want him anymore, I guess it was a no-brainer. The talks of him going to Manchester United, of course, but I guess his heart was always set on coming back to Spurs, as he has said in interviews subsequent to that once Spurs were interested, he had to come. He still sees Spurs as home, and the one thing he does regret is that there won't be any fans in the stadium to welcome him back for a second debut, because he feels that would be one hell of an atmosphere. And you had to say that he wouldn't be wrong with that as well. But it'll be good to see how how it all kind of fits in, because now we've got a lot of choice up front or out wide. We've got a lot of choice in the forward positions, and this could actually work out in our favour. And we shall see how that all pans out. But when a player like Gareth Bale becomes available, you can't really say no, can you? So that was announced at the same time as Reguilon on the same day, and that was one hell of a day. That was. I mean, the shots of all the Spurs fans waiting outside the training ground for a glimpse of the players. It was brilliant. But yeah, Gareth Bale, a star in his own right, becoming available. What can you say? You can only grade it as an A, can't you? So that's my grading for that one as well. And he will give a lot of options in the forward positions for our other players to rest a bit. And it'll be good to see the interchange, and it'll be good to see who will be considered as first choice, and it'll be good to see who will come in. There's just so much you can do with that forward line now. It's an exciting time to be a Spurs fan, really. Okay, then the next one was announced a couple of weeks later. Carlos Vinicius, Brazilian 25-year-old striker who we got from Benfica. And on loan with the option to buy. I think it's a £9 million loan with and the price to buy will be around about £35 million. I think it was. They talk about late bloomers and everything like that, and he's kind of like one of those. But he was converted into a striker while playing in the second division in Brazil, and he has taken to that role so well. He's scored a hatful last season. I think he scored 24 goals for Benfica last season. That was after signing from Monaco, and and he's actually, and the confidence flowing through this young guy. I know he's 25 years old, but to me, he's still young. And and doing quite well. And he was eager to come to Spurs as well. And that was also another position that we had to fill, a second striker to play with the partner or to take the heat off of Harry Kane, because for 14 months we only had one striker at the club, and that was a travesty. And so and then we saw that last season when Harry Kane got injured, and we played Sonny there. And when Sonny got injured, we had nobody there. So it was a good job that we actually filled in this one position that was very key and was very important, and with a good young striker as well, who would actually take us up to the next level. I'll say, because he's tall, he's strong, he knows where the back of the net is, and he also seems to enjoy setting up his teammates as well. He doesn't just score. I mean, first physique, you expect him to be dominating that penalty area, but he also likes to lay on chances for his teammates, and that is good to see. So, in my eyes, because of the position that we needed to fill, and because he's also quality, that has to be an A as well. Like I said at the start, it was going to be a bit of a theme through this video, but there has to be an A, because he's a player that we need, and he's a player that the team needs as well. And so there we go, another A for me. And now, last but not least, the player signed at the end of the EFL transfer window, and that was Joe Rodon, who I alluded to it at the start. Who we got for £11 million from Swansea City. It was a position that I think the club were looking at and thinking, yeah, if we could find someone, then that's cool. But we're kind of happy with the players that we have in the position currently. And when a player like Joe Rodon becomes available, then I guess it's another no-brainer, really. And he's a player that, at the age of 22, is really likened to as the next John Terry. Hopefully, that means in terms of football and with footballing grads, because if there's anything else, I don't want to see a goose-stepping John Terry wearing the Spurs colours. So ignore that comparison. But 22 years old, loves defending, absolutely loves defending. He defends first and then plays second. Although he's very good on the ball as well. He knows how to pop the ball around. And he's also a talker and a shouter who, I mean, despite his tender years, likes to make himself known and likes to lead. And that is important as well, because we need leadership all over the pitch. And kind of player that Mourinho will love as well, obviously, because he worked for John Terry too. But as he became available, we just had to move for him, and we did. And we got him for a good price of 11 million. Talked Swansea down from the initial 20 million, it went down to 18, and now it's 11 with add-ons that could make it up to 15 million. So a very good price for a very promising young player. And I say promising because he can go straight to the first team as well, and he wouldn't look out of place. I am sure of that. He's played international football a good number of times now for Wales, and I see him as having a bright future. I see him as having as good an impact in our defence as Ledley King did, and still does. Ledley's one of our coaches now, isn't he? So he's still going to have a massive impact. So I'll say it's hard to say really, because it wasn't a position that we needed to fill, but it's also a good player to have. So yeah, I'll give this one a B. I'll say this one is marked as a B. So because he will improve a team, but it wasn't a position that we were actually looking to fill, because we already had four defenders in that position and ready to play. Although we're now down to two, because we've got two injuries there, so maybe it's come out at a really good time. But I think we have signed him a little bit too late to play in tomorrow's game against West Ham. So that's just how things go. But when he's called upon, he'll do the job. He'll do the job, and yeah, this looks like a very exciting squad already. So what did you think of the of the 7 incomings into our first team? Are you happy with that? There is currently a poll that we're running on our Facebook group and also our Twitter page as to how you think the window has gone with these 7 players that we've signed. Do you think that we've had a good window or not? Slightly different polls on each, because I think on Twitter you only have 4 options in the poll, whereas you can have numerous options on Facebook. So the links will be shown below. You just click onto them and then let us know. And then you tell us which one was your favourite. I think I already know the answer to it, but let us know what was your favourite signing of the windows so far. And not just the favourites, but I'll also include which one was the best signing. So basically the one that will literally carry us through it, or the one that we actually really needed at the time because we were literally crying out for it. It should be an interesting one to read, really. But yeah, let us know and tell us how you think. Also, tell us how you think we're going to do this season. This will be a very interesting one. Now, Mourinho's got the players that he wants and the more tools in his toolbox now. How you think we're going to do? Let us know in the comments below, and I look forward to reading them. But yes, that's the end of this video. Just a little quick one, really. And yeah, it was an exciting time for all Spurs fans. And yes, we shall look forward to seeing how it all pans together, how it all comes together. Because then in about, well, not even that long now. It's about 7 weeks. The January transfer window opens, so we can see some all incomings and outgoings around about then as well. But right now, we've got games to look forward to. West Ham tomorrow. This should be a good one. Both teams in good form, but you know, this should be where we make a statement now and a statement of intent. Let's see how it goes. But I was very pleased with the window. I was very pleased with the players that we brought in, even the ones that we weren't really seeking that did come in. I have to say I'm pleased with that as well. And well, we should see how it all beds in and we see how it all comes together. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for the games to start now. Come on, you Spurs, and you all take care.